Okay, guys. Welcome back once again. Now, I apologize. Now, the reason why I had to like zoom the screen in this much is because there are ads literally all over the shop, and well, just to prove that I was being fair after what we talked about previously, I figured the better thing to do was to actually just to do something a little bit different. Is that, and this could give you a bit of an idea about the sort of thing I wanted to try on another channel, more as just like a concept, is to actually do a Dungeons and Dragons morality alignment test. Because Chris, again, it wouldn't seem fair for me to like poke and make assumptions about Chris if I didn't, feel it obliged, if you will, to just try and do something about, just to see what maybe what I really feel and think and stuff like that. Now, of course, again, this is more just to prove that I'm not a hypocrite or stuff like that. But, well, what can you do? It's just, let's just see how this comes out. So, for those who don't know what the Dungeons & Dragons moral alignment is that there are 9 separate categories, ranging from lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, true neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, neutral evil, or chaotic evil. Now, I spoke about Chris and his personality, and I mentioned that when I did the exact same website as this, it came up that I was chaotic neutral, sort of like caught between chaotic good and true neutral, in terms of like where it is on the dot. But with that being said, let's see, because again, that was like 3 years ago when I did that, so maybe things have changed. But let's take a look. So there's 24 questions to this, and the first one is: I often have tender, concerned feelings for people who are less fortunate than I am. I'm going to say I'm a little bit in the middle on that, actually, the more I think about it. And by the way, I'm not going to give like big expository like statements. We're just going to keep it very simple. Am I this, that, or the other? Because I think it'll be a bit easier to determine like where I stand by just keeping things a bit more simple. Because, well, it could result in things being a little bit more convoluted and stuff like that. And even at this stage of my life, trying to keep things simple is a really good way of getting yourself understood, short and to the point. So, I do what I want and do not feel particularly obliged to anyone. I wouldn't be tempted to use counterfeit money, not even if I am sure I could get away with it. Definitely not. I am often worried that my actions are deserving of criticism. I'm actually going to say no to that, because, if they do, they do. Well, so what? It's not like, it's just how it is. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a disagree on that, actually. I keep track of sensitive information that can be used to hurt people at a later date. Well, again, keeping track versus whether you actually use it it's no, sort of, I don't know. I am intent on kindness and cooperation. I'd say, well, I agree with it as a principle, I suppose, yeah. I often help others without expecting anything in return. Well, mostly to my family, I suppose, so I guess that's a yes. I trick and con people if it is my interest to do so. No, not really. I usually can't be bothered to help those in need. No, that's definitely not that. I only obey the laws and rules when that seems sensible to me. Disagree, and because I bring up like the law quite a lot of my stuff, and again, yeah, helping others out by doing good deeds is its own reward. I agree with that, yes. Not everybody agrees with that, but there you are. That's more based through actions and stuff like that. Cheating isn't justified because it's unfair to others. Others regard me as good-hearted and well-meaning. I'm not too sure. Actually, I'm really not sure about that one, actually. I don't even know if that one's true either. I am not as upset as others when someone dies. That's more a contextual sort of thing, but actually, I mean, context, I suppose, but yeah. I have an excessive need for stimulation and am prone to boredom. Oh, yes, definitely. Even if I were trying very hard to sell something, I wouldn't lie to get my way. Yeah, I agree for that one. That's pretty... yeah. I often forgive those who have wronged me, even if they do not deserve it. Not anymore. Oh, definitely not anymore. If I've been wronged, then what have I got to be sorry for? I do not feel guilty when I hurt or offend someone. Somewhere in the middle. It's a very situational sort of thing. I mean, do you feel, should it be a justifiable thing when people make you feel bad? Don't you want them to feel worse than the way you've offended their honor and stuff like that? I feel justified in doing whatever I can to succeed. I mean, yes, obviously, but I'm not really, if it's not doing bad and stuff like that. So I would put that as agree, actually. I often feel that I might behave inappropriately. Sort of, yeah. I frighten others to get what I want. Definitely not. That's just you can get caught out and stuff like that. It's not good. I use tricky plans and schemes to get my own way. True. Generally speaking, I'd rather buy myself a little something extra than donate to charity. Well, something that's going to be helpful to me, yeah, of course. When I see others acting carelessly, I think to myself that is a matter of time before misfortune befalls them. Oh yes, I think if anything, I'm gonna fall even deeper into the chaotic neutral territory. So here we go. So interestingly, I fall into the true neutral camp, but a little. If any, okay. So, let me just check and see. Okay, well, I suppose I'll put it up here and stuff like that. So, curiously enough, last time I was over here, so I sort of jumped a little bit more into the true neutral area. You are 14.2% good, 22.5% chaotic, making you a true neutral. And what does it have to say about that? Let's see. I'm gonna have to move this to the side and stuff like that. There we go. So you guys can see that a little bit better. True neutral people believe in the ultimate balance of forces, and they refuse to see actions as either good or evil. True neutral individuals do their best to avoid siding too strongly with any one force, whether that force is good or evil, lawful or chaotic. For this reason, true neutral personalities sometimes find themselves drawn into rather peculiar alliances, friendships, and life paths. To a great extent, they side with the underdog, sometimes even changing sides as the previous loser becomes the winner. Sometimes such people often see good, evil, chaos, and laws as simply prejudices that lead to dangerous extremes, like the Taoist masters of ancient China. They tend to believe that the universe functions best when the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, are in balance. I mean, I like the idea. Don't get me wrong. The only thing I'm possibly a little bit in the middle of as well is that I feel like even at this stage from where I am is that I have no real vested allegiances to any one thing except for my allegiance to success. And I suppose when you phrase it like that, it's sort of, it is falls under the true neutral side of things, because it's not a bad thing to pursue things in the name of success, because, well, who says success is good? Who says success is evil? And it's neither really lawful or chaotic, because it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. In the same way that, I don't know, what's like a good example? Well, like a good comparison. What would be a good comparison of someone who is like who is like a true neutral? From like a piece of media and stuff like that. What would be a good example? Like, I don't know, the most bizarre thing came up, and I suppose the only thing I can say is has anybody ever seen Saw 2? And, well, Daniel Matthews is the codified example of true neutral, because even though he is pretty much a plot device in order to draw Eric Matthews out into the open, he's capable of doing pretty much a lot of things good and bad. I mean, he is like apparently caught for shoplifting at the very beginning of the movie. He does help kill Xavier towards the end of the movie, which is chaotic, but the ends do justify the means. So you can see sort of where he could fall into like different points on the map, but trust me, it's like 11:05 at night. That is the only real thing I can think about right now. Also, because I'm actually doing an alignment video based on the Saw films, so take that what you will. But with all that being said and done, well, this was just a fun little experiment just to see how things would stack up. And, well, there we go. What did you guys think? And I'll see all of you guys again next time. Take care.